All right, here's our red Protoss player. Kind of a staple of GSL. He's been around a long time. Can he win, though?
Yeah, he's been in almost every season. He was in Season 2, lost to Maka. Season 3, lost to MVP. Season 4, sorry about that.
Blue Protoss player, winner with a very interesting opening last game.
I keep forgetting about the intro. I'm not sure why.
It's okay.
They keep switching up. Sometimes it's like 10 minutes before the intro.
Yeah, sometimes they make us look at the guy for a long time. They like marvel in the beauty of I'm MVP.
Yeah. Bonbon actually was in Code S. Well, almost. Yeah. No, he got into the up and down matches in the first Code A season, and then beat Juk to Jung to get into Code S. And he's like, all right, I'm Code S. And then just got owned by Lin and the Wind and Losira and Rainbow.
Yeah.
Straight back down to Code A. Yeah. So here he is in Code A again, trying to get back up into Code S.
Yeah, not the most storied career ever for him yet in GSL, but he's always around. You know, he's one of those players that's always good enough to stick in GSL. I mean, we've seen a lot of players, very surprisingly, Leenock immediately jumps to mind, get knocked out of GSL completely. So
he was here, by the way.
How competitive it is.
Did you catch your homeboy Leenock?
I saw him walking around.
Yeah, he was here to support Choya.
Two gas right away
his
for Brown again.
Clanmate or teammate.
Yeah, that's right. Choya going to be playing a little bit later today.
Yeah, there's that second gas early again by Brown. Maybe he's going to try and pull off with more success the strat that he was thinking about before, because there's his second pylon after the core. So looks like he's doing the same thing as the first game. And this time, Bonbon actually scouts it.
Yeah, he does see the second gas this time, and he's going to kind of have a pretty good idea about what's going on. Now, the opening that Brown did that first game on Crossfire would have worked, I think, a little bit better on a smaller map. So I think a map like Xel'Naga Caverns is actually going to help him out in terms of kind of getting there faster, not having to be so worried about meeting a large army along the way. You know, you kind of have a little bit easier time keeping track of the entire map on a smaller map like Xel'Naga Caverns.
Yeah.
So this may work a little bit better.
Especially if you can get control of the towers. You can basically see the entire middle of the map, any route that you could have your opponent coming towards your base.
One thing, too, is that he did put guys in his second gas right away this time. Remember the first game, he only had one.
I wonder if maybe that was even a mistake.
It could have been, yeah. Oh, floor gate coming up for Bonbon.
And Brown knows all about it. He sees all the gates.
He knows. And so we have a second gateway coming out for Brown right now. He may decide to go with that 3-stalker opening, or kind of a little bit of a modified version for that.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Now that can work, but you really need to chrono boost those stalkers to get them out in time, so...
Yeah, he's got a chrono boost in the bank. There it goes. Actually chrono boosting the warp gate research instead of the stalkers.
He is going to
have 3 out, but there's already a pylon going down. He actually spotted that pylon going down behind the tall grass, and here he comes out. He's got 2 stalkers to the 1 and a zealot. 3 stalkers are out. He needs to get that pylon very quickly, because the warp gates are opening up right now, and he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to have to fall back to his ramp and get a couple sentries to hold off, because he did not get that pylon.
All right, things are going to be pretty iffy.
Uh-oh, here's the attack.
Brown.
He's the force field.
Does not want to give any vision at all. 3 pylons
my goodness,
going down
3
outside
pylons.
the base. If you just do one, a lot of times stalkers can pick that off. Another force field in a little bit better position this time. But the Zealot, I think, in that little corner there.
Oh, he needs
Yep, that's right. The Zealot doesn't need to get very far off.
Oh, no!
There's the warp in.
Zealot's warping in inside. This is probably going to be game for Brown. He needs to micro spot off the sentries are low on life right now. He's not microing his stalkers at all, and gets one of them killed by Zealots. 2 sentries getting killed by Zealots. And Brown, a new player to the stage, choking under pressure and not microing at all. It's going to lose game 3 if this keeps up any longer.
Robo Bay finishing now, but it's not going to help him, unfortunately. Everything coming in right now for Bonbon. That Immortal is not going to finish before the game is over.
There's GG.
There it is.
Wow.
GG. There it is.
Bonbon is so happy that worked. It could have not worked.
Happy.
And things have gone a little differently.
Bonbon, don't break the booth, man.
Yeah, we need those.
Showing us a very interesting strategy in game 2. So he may be out, but certainly memorable.
Yeah,
not bad at all.
It's interesting. I think he had the right idea, he had the right counter if he'd been able to pull it off, but his control and his timing just was substandard. Well, I don't want to say substandard, but below that of Bonbon at least.
What happened in that third game is what a lot of pro players have been talking about, is that Zealot just barely gets the tiniest little bit of the corner of that ramp, and that gives you vision, quote-unquote, to warp in on that high ground, even if you can't necessarily see the top of the ramp.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the big issue right now in 4-gate. A lot of people think that 4-gate versus 4-gate, the big issue is that it comes so fast, or you get so many units so quick, and you can only do that to defend it. But the real issue is just being able to get that corner of the ramp and warp in guys on the high ground. That's kind of the big thing with 4-gate versus 4-gate right now in PvP.
And going back to what you actually said in the game, he also wasn't chrono boosting his stalkers out. So notice he actually didn't get to that pylon in time to kill it off before Warp Gate research finished. If he'd chrono boosted the stalkers, his Warp Gate tech would have been a little bit slower, but he might have had the stalkers out in time to pick off that pylon.
Well, that's the type of opening, too, where you need to save your chrono boosts to get those 2 stalkers out. That's not the type of opening where you can just go, oh, he's 4-gating. Oh, I'll just get 3 stalkers. If you're deciding to do it after you see the 4 gates, it's already too late because you've used your chrono boosts and you're out of luck at that point. That's exactly what we saw there. So Brown out, but not forgotten. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw him back again. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I really liked his play in game 2.
Yep.
Now, we are going to get started on the second matchup here pretty soon. Another longtime GSL contestant, Choya Foyu, is going to be playing a relative newcomer in MVP Keen. Beat a Protoss named Tiger to qualify. So
Tiger, huh?
He could take out a tiger with his bare hands. With a mouse and keyboard, he can take out a tiger in a best of 3. This kid must have some skills. MVP Keen.
Like Commander Keen. You know? You never played that game?
No.
Some of you out there have probably, I'm sure, played Commander Keen. It was that old computer game. It was like in the late 80s, early 90s or something. Like a little guy in a football helmet. He kind of like hopped around and stuff. I don't know. Commander Keen.
We'll
have to see if this Keen, different Keen, but we'll have to see if this one can do a little bit better. He's already killed tigers. We'll have to find out what happens. The game is going to start pretty soon.
Yeah, this first map is going to be Xel'Naga Caverns again, and we'll get right into it. TVP on Xel'Naga.